Oilers in Nashville, the City of Angels, as they play their first road game of the season. That's what they call it, isn't it? 6 o'clock game. We're going to have the Oil Stream with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas at 5, so an abbreviated edition of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. 2 hours, man, losing an hour. We're okay, though. 5 o'clock, the Oil Stream will take over, and then they'll be on after the game as well for the post-game show. The Oilers, once again, having McDavid and Draisaitl, at least to start the game, on the same line this evening. Kelvin Pickard will be your goaltender against the struggling Nashville Predators. We had Hal Gill on the show yesterday from the Predators broadcast booth, and they are winless. They are 0-3. They are where the Oilers were about 48 hours ago. Hope you're having a great afternoon along with Jay Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins. Zach Kubish is here as well, bringing you your sports update and doing all the important technical work behind the scenes. Jay, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful, Reid. It's a lovely day. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm looking forward to this game. The Oilers had, now the last 4 meetings have been split, but the Oilers had that stretch where they dominated Nashville for a while, and Draisaitl was scoring 2 goals per game. This is, I think now that the Oilers have a win under their belts, it's probably a more important game for Nashville, though if Nashville wins, both teams are 1 and well, I guess Edmonton would be 1-4 in Nashville. We don't.
Goof up.
That's okay. I mean, I would think the storyline for the Predators is kind of like what the storyline was for the Oilers 2 days ago. They're 0-3. The expectations, I don't think, were as high as in Edmonton, I guess, unless you're the one guy in North America who picked them to win the Stanley Cup, which I did. But certainly 0-4 for a team that should have playoff aspirations would be pretty poor and would create, I'm sure, with their fan base. Well, didn't we get Marcia Show to win games like this? Didn't we get Stamkos to win games like this? No, they're not starting with a 4-game home stretch. They did have three of their first 4 at home. They were home to Dallas. They went to Detroit. They lost to Seattle badly, 7-3. And now they have the Oilers tonight. So I would expect, and I guess maybe hoping for is better than expect, a spirited game tonight, because I think Nashville should be playing angry. I mean, if I were a Predators fan, I would want my team to come out and play quite inspired hockey to avoid an 0-4 start. And then I think for the Oilers now, come on, show who you are again. You picked it up against Philadelphia. The depth guys led the way. The big guys won it in the end. Now go out there and prove you're getting into the groove of the season, and you're going to start banking some points.
Yeah, it depends what kind of team shows up, right? Is it the second half of the Philadelphia game that shows up with that fire and edge to them, or is it, the second and third period of the Flames game and the Blackhawks game?
Right.
I mean, if they can start developing that kind of style of play that obviously worked for them late in the Philly game, then I think things will be smooth sailing.
Here's a question for you, Jay, off the top. And by the way, if you want to participate in the program with this question or the off-topic topic or anything we're going to get into today, 780-218-99 is how you text the EST inbox. You can jump into the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. We're still going to try to get to 100 thumbs up, even though the show is 66.7% the length of a usual show.
I think we can do it. If we challenge
is
the
Dustin
Nasties.
Nielsen here? Because I think he's going to stay till 5. So if we get 100, he can give us... Because he hasn't said what he's going to give us for a treat today.
Okay.
We got the leftover turkey on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. We got to share a bottle of Pop Shop Pop yesterday.
Ooh, it was good.
He didn't say what it's going to be today. I think that's why he's here. So he can unveil it to us at 5 o'clock if we get to 100 thumbs up.
Maybe it's a big one tonight. Maybe it's actually something of substance. Easy
E says, I think we could see a response from the Preds and the Oilers will be back to sleep. I think that's a fair concern. I don't think that would make Oilers fans feel very good. But that is a fair concern. So, yeah, hopefully the Oilers do not go back to sleep. Jay, if you were coaching the Edmonton Oilers, and I know that's an absurd what if for both of us,
that would be bad.
But if Knoblauch said to you, Jay, I'm good for tonight. I got the lines. I know what I'm going to do in game. I know what the Preds are going to do. I know what we have to do. I know what adjustments I might have to make. But I'm going to leave it to you, Jay Milne. Who would you start tonight to set the tone?
What line?
What line would you start?
Skinner, Henrique, and Brown.
Okay, well, we agree. There's
not even a question.
Yeah, it's not even okay.
But at this point,
I just wasn't sure if you would say put Draisaitl Hyman and McDavid out there because those are the big guys. Draisaitl had that stretch where he feasted on them. A lot of wins were in Nashville.
No, I would do it with purpose because that was the line that kept that team afloat last game. They added a lot of edge, so maybe they can come out with some of that grit style play and spark the team in the right direction.
I thought that overall was the best line on.
I agree.
Because they, like we talked about, they got it going in the second period. I've praised Henrique a lot. Well, I've always liked watching Henrique, but now seeing him night after night, he's a good all-around hockey player. And he's pretty consistent as well. And again, I was hopeful for Brown, maybe getting to 20 goals this season. So he's scored, 4.5 months earlier than he did last year, which has to feel good for him.
But what have we talked about? Sorry to interrupt you. What have we talked about all week? Whether it's been, it's consistency, right? Whether it's the reffing thing or whether it's how Knoblauch handled that situation with Leon. Well, if you're going to be consistent and you're going to sit down one of your superstars in the NHL, you're going to show him a lesson. Well, show that third line some consistency as well. And show them that, hey, you're getting rewarded for your style of play last game. And yeah, Henrique's, we talked about it yesterday, but that backhand, I saw it on another highlight.
It's like night. He touched it too, didn't he?
Weird.
He didn't stop it and wind up. Yeah.
It was precision.
Because do you remember in the third period, Nugent Hopkins had that backhand from the slot, and I felt, you can tell he really would prefer not to take this shot. Do you remember that? He kind of was cutting across.
I can't recall now.
From his left to right, and his left shoulder's at the net, and a guy was angling him off, and he kind of didn't have anybody to make a great pass to, and he put the backhand on net. It is a lost art. I think Draisaitl. Well, actually, we're kind of meandering here, but that's okay. I think when it comes to the backhand, though, Draisaitl is a better backhand passer than he is shooter.
Sure.
Okay, let me throw something else at you then, since we're just throwing questions at each other.
Do it.
So Rob used to say this to me. That I can't remember what the percentage he used, but I think it was 70%. He said Leon Draisaitl passes better on his backhand than 70% of the league does on their forehand.
If you could find a stat to validate it'd be cool to see. But I don't even think they keep those stats. But I get the general sense of it, and yeah, I'd say that's fairly accurate. It's very, very accurate on Leon's backhand. That is. Why do you think, why does Leon have that skill so dialed in?
If I had to just summarize it, and I want to get back to Henrique and other stuff, strength and practice.
Was his stick's one hand tied behind?
And who knows, maybe it's the burger flipper stick helps with the backhand. But there are a lot of players, a lot of even really good players, that if they're forced to their backhand, you think, okay, that's a bit of a reprieve. But okay, thank goodness. For the next 2 seconds, he's not going to make too dangerous a play, or he's going to try to take the time to spin around to get it back on his forehand.
This is an interesting take as to why Dusty's still here, because obviously he has the keys to the place. So Brett B says, if you get 100 likes, Reid and Jay get to go home tonight. If not, Dusty locks them in the office until tomorrow.
Well, there is a TV and a Nintendo here.
Yeah,
does that Nintendo work?
And Hernan's going to be here.
Yeah, we could watch the game with them. So we would be good till maybe they'll be on till 10 probably.
Yeah.
Somebody put in there, hey, Reid, the Oilers own Nashville. So Nashville's actually won 2 of the last 4 meetings. But they're 8 games. Sorry, is it 8 games or 9 games? 8. So this was the 8-game stretch from January of 2020 to December 13th, 2022. I'll start with the oldest game. Oilers 4-2, 3-2, 8-3, 5-2, 3-2 in a shootout, 4-0, 7-4, and 6-3. That's a lot of goals. When you're hitting 6, 7, 5, and 8, and Nashville got to 4-1 game, but they still lost 7-4. In December of 2022, Nashville finally beat the Oilers in overtime. Then Edmonton beat Nashville 6-1. On October 17th. That was the Oilers' 3rd game of the season last year and their first win. The Predators did win here 5-2 in November, and then Edmonton won there 4-1 January 27th, 2020. So I guess the last 4 games have been even. But yeah, the Oilers had that incredible, and Draisaitl was basically averaging 2 goals a game for that stretch too. It was remarkable.
What 20 points in the last 7 games versus Nashville?
Yeah, even though Nashville's won a couple, he still gets a lot of points.
Well, I got to be honest. For Oilers fans, they hope this is the jumping off point for Leon to get kick-started here, and obviously that top line. If Leon can come out and have a big game, that means Connor and Hyman are also contributing to that.
Well, and the Oilers need to. I mean, you use the word consistent because that's the thing. I know there's new players, but it's not for the most part, it's not the new players who have been lackluster. I mean, a lot of the stars have not looked like themselves. So they better look like themselves tonight. Because if they don't get looking like themselves and get into that mindset of the grind of the regular season, it's going to be ugly Saturday afternoon. Because I don't think Dallas is going to be... I mean, that would be I know you'd like to think teams get up equally for every game, but they don't. But I would think that would be a early season circle on the calendar game for the Dallas Stars. Here's a team 100%. That knocked us out that we feel we should have been playing Game 7 at home because the shots were 35-10 in Game 6. So anyway, the Oilers got to have that desire, desperation, intensity, whatever you want to call it tonight. It is a game day, so we have our mystery athlete of the game. I love doing this already. It's only the third time we've done it. It's presented by Hudson's Canada's Pub. Join us Fridays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. for our late-night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4, drinks at $3.75. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. You can only participate in this contest on the text line, the EST inbox 780-218-9999. And if you've been getting the groove of this the two previous times we've done it, I'm going to give clues throughout the show that will hopefully lead you toward the mystery athlete. And that's all we say. It's a mystery athlete. And the first clue today is wolf. The animal. Wolf. Spelled like the animal. It's W-O-L-F. So that... Yes. I don't know if this athlete has ever made that noise, but that is the first clue. So we got to do this in 2 hours today, right? So we'll be hammering out the clues.
It's going to come fast.
Yeah, we'll have to do another clue probably between... Well, we'll see. We'll have at least one more before 4.
Yeah, well,
we got a Golden Bears guest coming up at 4. A big showdown for the Golden Bears this weekend. We've been talking about Golden Bears, Saskatchewan Huskies, big rivalry that goes through several sports, but certainly in men's hockey. They play 7 o'clock Friday and Saturday at Clare Drake Arena, so we'll touch on that. So the first clue for the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game is wolf. The Oilers in Nashville. By the way, everybody, I was joking when I called it the city of, because there's always that one person who doesn't get the joke, right?
What'd you call it?
The City of Angels.
Oh.
It's become Smashville, but of course, Music City, country music, and Nashville go hand in hand. So here's my off-topic topic, and I texted a friend this topic already, and they had a reply, so I'll read that in a second. But we're going to have some fun / maybe controversial / irritating music discussion today. The off-topic topic, as always, is presented by William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading graphics with design, print, and install all in-house for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. This off-topic topic is not so much a thing about your experience. It's not so much, I guess it's slightly based on opinion, but it's also help old Reid Wilkins out. Help 50-year-old middle-aged single man Reid fit in with in the popular word a little bit more, okay? The off-topic topic is answer this question. When did Taylor Swift stop making country music? When did Taylor Swift stop making country music? Here's how my Taylor Swift adoring friend answered this question earlier.
Okay, preface that.
Yes.
Say that again. This is a Taylor Swift what fan?
Big fan, super fan.
Super fan.
Yeah, huge fan.
Okay, go ahead.
So this fan says, she transitioned a lot between Speak Now and Red. Those albums were back-to-back. I would say Speak Now had a lot of pop infused into what was still country vibes. But Red became her, I can do any type of music time. Okay?
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know if that's right or not, but we'll put that out there to the nasties and the Swifties. the Swinasties.
That album came out in 2010. So that would be 14 years ago.
That was Speak Now?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, my question to you, and this is not just directed solely towards Miss Taylor Swift, but did she ever sing country music?
Oh, now the can of worms is fully spilled on the
You
table.
damn right it
there
is.
are maggots everywhere.
Yeah. What is country music right now?
All right, and we're going to get into this more later too, but
like you wouldn't think of the greats of country and think of, Reba McEntire and Patsy Cline and Taylor Swift.
Right.
I'm sorry, you just don't. She's a generational talent, of course. I don't get it, but it's there. But I'm just saying, I don't think she's a country music artist.
Okay, she's not a traditional country music artist, even perhaps on the early albums, but I still think it was it certainly had significant elements of country music, and she felt she was coming up through the country music trajectory, did she not?
Well, she did come up, like that was her avenue,
right?
Was through country music, and somebody chimed in, I'd have to verify, but wasn't she discovered, this is C-Run, by Faith Hill and Tim McGraw? So, I mean, the king and queen of country at that time.
Well, is Faith Hill still country? I mean, her stuff got pretty...
Faith Hill hasn't put anything out. I mean, but you can say, is Tim McGraw even still country? I don't think, the genre of country music, oh boy, this is gonna get sloppy here.
This show's going everywhere,
changed
folks.
Dramatically. I mean, and I know that we're going to go over in your Reid's Top 3 presented by Fuge. This is going to really escalate.
Well, you're going to get really mad at me then.
Reid and I in the bullpen before the show. I had to show Reid what real country music is, and there still is current artists putting out what I consider to be real country music. Now, I'm not a music snob. I have a very eclectic musical taste. I'm not going to say, oh, I hate Taylor Swift, or oh, I hate that this new... Like, I listen to The Highway. When we're on a road trip and kids are in the car, we listen to The Highway on Sirius. That's our station. When we're not listening to the EST, obviously.
Yes, of course.
But so you get all of the the new country, and I'm not against it. I just if you had to ask me and choose an era of country music, it would have been the 80s and 90s, I would say.
Right. Okay. So that is the off-topic topic for William Huff. When did Taylor Swift stop making country music? I hope a lot of people are urging their probably daughters under 25. You got to tell these guys the answer.
Yeah. There's
The Oilers take on the Predators with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5 o'clock, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. And you can find Tom Gazzola live on location for pre and post down at the Hudson's Canada's Pub on White Ave. Elsewhere, the Canucks play the Panthers. The Golden Knights have puck drop with the Lightning, while the Capitals host the Stars. In the NFL, Rashid Shaheed's season is over for the Saints after undergoing knee surgery to repair his torn meniscus, and he will take 4 to 6 months to recover from that injury. Thursday Night Football sees the Saints kick off against the Broncos, where you can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge with that one starting at 6:15. Right now it's 0-0 between the Yankees and the Guardians in Game 3 of the ALCS. And later, we got the Dodgers up against the Mets, but the Mets down by 1 heading into game number 4 of the NLCS. This sports update has been brought to you by Wheeler's RV and Boat Storage, conveniently located 5 minutes east of St. Albert. Wheeler's RV is your safe and secure place to store your RV, boat, or whatever it is you want to store. Visit them at WheelersRVStorage.com to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get one free. Go to WheelersRVStorage.com to get your storage needs taken care of. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues just after the break. I'm Zachary Kubish. And that was your sports update.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyaway to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for two, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged truck...
What you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
You know, sometimes in life, patience is required, and we kindly ask you to have that today. It has been required by us here at Edmonton Sports Talk today. There are some issues with the internet, and we have been told by some of the nasties, and Dustin was here looking into some stuff earlier today, that apparently there's something in this part of Edmonton that is creating a few problems for people online or for people who are trying to stream their talk shows. So you've probably noticed there have been some buffering / glitch issues today. Thanks for sticking with us through those. We think they're fairly brief. We had a brief one just before we went to the sports update today. It is outside of the EST studio. It is outside of what we can control in here. So I don't think it's something we have a switch to flip and fix it, but bear with us. We're rolling with you here. It's 5 o'clock for this show, and then the oil stream from 5 to 6 today, the pregame show with Tom and Hernan. The off-topic topic for William Huff: when did Taylor Swift stop making country music? Jay is compiling some of your submissions. I thought this one might draw out some people. I think it's doing better than expected for conversation.
Yeah,
so that's good.
There's lots of
longevity and their concerts and all that kind of stuff. But I think Taylor Swift is the most famous person who has lived in our lifetime. All right, so 780-218-9999 and jump into the nasty chat as well. We also have, and we will get to some of those, we also have the Oil Understood, presented by GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to ejectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years and a proud partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. Okay. So first of all, here's the lineup today. If you haven't seen it already, McDavid between Draisaitl and Hyman, Nugent-Hopkins between Podkolzin and Arvidsson, Hedrick centers Jay Skinner and Brown, Ryan with Janmark and Perry, defense Ekholm with Bush, Nurse with Stetcher, and Kulak with Emerson. So Dermott once again scratched, and Pickard will be the goaltender. Here is Pickard on getting the call versus the Preds.
Yeah, it's nice. It's obviously a good chance to bounce back for me personally. Not the start I wanted against Chicago, but you have to have a short-term memory in this league, and it's a great opportunity. It's a fun place to play, and looking to continue on from what we did the other night.
Yeah, Pickard, it'll be his third appearance of the season. He replaced Skinner in the first game of the year last Wednesday, started on Saturday against Chicago, took the loss. His goals against average this season, 4.17, save percentage of just 778. So nowhere to go but up for him. Against the Preds in his career, hasn't been good, if this means anything. 0-4 with a 902 save percentage and a 3.57 goals against average. Head coach Chris Knoblauch on what he's hoping to see from Pickard tonight.
Obviously, the first game wasn't his best, but we know that he's always responded and had an outstanding season last year, and just come and play in this game because we've got a lot of confidence in him. He's a good goalie.
Skinner had a couple good games. I mean, I thought he still played pretty well against Calgary, and I thought he made some really important saves against Philadelphia to help, not allow them to stretch the lead when they had it. I just feel from looking on social media, I saw a little bit of surprise that Pickard was playing. I mean, I look at it this way. Of course, there's an obvious number one goalie and an obvious number two goalie for the Edmonton Oilers. But if you think about Pickard playing 25 to 30 games, that means he plays every third game. So for him to get 2 starts in the first 5 really isn't abnormal.
Isn't that out of line?
Right.
If you want to have a true backup, like you've said. And you did say that right from the start, that that's what you thought would be the case. And it looks like they're just sticking to. Do you think they try to predetermine, say, hey, he's going to, did they know at the start of the season that he's getting this Nashville game?
I think, and coaches have talked about this when they've been asked about it, they usually have a plan. I would say, I wouldn't be surprised if in his head, Knoblauch mapped out the first 10 games, right? Because you have 2 back-to-backs in there, so you're splitting Chicago and Calgary. You knew that right off the bat. Skinner's generally done pretty well against Calgary, so he got that game. And then you're likely going to split Columbus and Detroit on the 27th and 28th. Sorry, Detroit first, then Columbus. And so now you have this stretch here where you don't have any back-to-backs. You had Philadelphia, Skinner played. You have Nashville tonight. You have Dallas on Wednesday. You probably want to give Skinner that game, considering how he played in the playoffs. And then there's a bit of a lull with just 2 home games next week. So Carolina is on Tuesday. And then do you remember what Pickard did against Pittsburgh last year? He had the shutout, but he didn't get credit for it because remember he had to leave the game at the end of the second period for concussion protocol.
That's right.
I think Skinner played 53 seconds, didn't face a shot on goal, but it still went into a shared shutout. So I could even guess it's Skinner Dallas, Skinner Carolina, Pickard Philadelphia, Skinner Detroit, Pickard Columbus, and then maybe Skinner Nashville 2 weeks from today. I think they map out probably, 5 to 10 games as a plan, but they also know they have to change that plan at a moment's notice. But I think with the goaltender, and we talked about Dustin Schwartz last week, I think in consultation with the goalie coach, you kind of have a plan, especially, and you probably center it around the back-to-backs where you're splitting those 2. Okay, so what are you going to do before and after to kind of try to keep both guys ready and fresh? I would think with some veteran goalies, maybe they get some input, perhaps not into exactly, okay, tell me your schedule, but hey, how are you feeling? What do you think of the next 2 weeks? And maybe the goalie says, yeah, you know what? I don't feel like I'm quite myself, and we got a big road trip in 3 weeks. And maybe that makes the coach think, okay, maybe we're going to split the games the next 2 weeks because he really wants to shine on that. Something like that, sort of,
Yeah, I'd more buy into the theory that this is predetermined somewhat with room for change. Mm-hmm. Obviously, I don't think there was plans for Pickard to be involved until tonight, at the outset of the season. If they'd been closer games or tighter games, I don't think Pickard would have started before tonight. But
they were already splitting the back-to-back, though. Like Knoblauch even said that. The home games that were back-to-back, right? These past
Saturday, Sunday.
They were always splitting those, right? So then I think they probably thought, okay, then we want to give him one of the next 3, so to just keep the rotation going, he gets he's probably going to start the 2nd, 5th, and 8th games of the season. And then with the back-to-back Detroit-Columbus, he might start the 10th game of the season. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that would put, Pickard on the pace to
exactly
to do that.
Yeah.
And so that just means that's more of the reason why they need to get him dialed in.
Oh, big time.
Back to, late season last year, Calvin Pickard, right?
All right. Before we break here, let's go back to the off-topic topic for William Huff. When did Taylor Swift stop making country music? What do we have?
Well, there's more disdain towards Miss Taylor Swift than I guess.
But that's not the question. The question is not tell us if you like her or not.
Well,
the question is when did she stop making country music?
Okay, so here's Rusty Shackelford's response. Did she ever make true country music? 80s, 90s country is country to the core. She, in my mind, was never true country music. But Louis says, and Grumpy Cat also chimed in and said pretty much the same thing. Teardrops and My Guitar and Love Story are country songs. Jason the Acadian, she was always a pop star with a country flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Alicia, Taylor Swift won a CMA, actually multiple CMAs, Country Music Awards.
Right.
Raj, who cares? She's brutal. If I wanted a good sleep, I'd go to her concert.
Oh, wow.
Little bit of
All right.
disdain.
That's okay. Yeah, we're like, hey, we're going to musical tastes, whatever you like.
Now, I'm not saying that she's full-blown, like she never was. I just think that country music has evolved so much.
Sure.
That it's hard to recognize what is and what isn't.
Yeah, and I think that's healthy, though, in some way. Though I know it seems country gets more of that discussion. Okay, like who produced Shania Twain's biggest albums? Mutt Lange, who worked with Def Leppard, AC/DC, The Cars, you know, bands that were obviously rock or, I mean, I guess The Cars were pop rock, so to speak. And then he's doing country music, right? Were Shania's big albums country music at that point, or were they pop music with a bit of a country twang? It's an interesting debate, isn't it?
Well, and there's people that are giving dates, like specific dates of 2010, 2014, right around those two albums that came out.
So my friend said basically 2010 to 2012, that Red was the first one that it's like, it's not really country anymore, that she's changing genre. She's saying, I can do whatever I want. Because the last 3 or 4 have been more like folky, adult, contemporary kind of, haven't they? Like not even as poppy.
Well, and she is one of. I find with Taylor Swift, she's one of the remaining artists that actually is telling a story in her music, right? Like all of her songs have meaning, purpose, through the lyrics,
right?
So credit to her for that. But no, and just before, because I know we're going to give out the next clue. I think next segment or before we go to break.
After we interview the Golden Bears player,
got
so
it.
in about 10 or 12 minutes.
Corey B asked, is the mystery athlete just an athlete or former Oiler?
It's a mystery athlete. Teddy Purcell. And then on Tuesday, who was Tuesdays? I forgot already.
No.
It was Anthony Stolarz. Who was a former Flyer and a former Oiler. But it's a mystery athlete. You kind of got to figure out as I'm going which direction it is. And maybe once we do a few of these, maybe people will start to see the direction. But I've been told to say as little about it as possible, hinty-wise. All right. We will, of course, have more on the Oilers, more fun music chat. Golden Bears, big weekend series for them against the Huskies. We got Sean Tschigerl coming up from the Golden Bears. But first, a sports update with the Coupe for Advantage Sports Medicine.
The Oilers battle the Predators tonight with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5 o'clock, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. And you can catch Tommy at the Hudson's Canada's Pub down on White Ave, where he will be on location for both the pre- and post-game shows. There's 10 other games on tap, including the Devils battling the Sens, the Canucks facing the Panthers, and the Rangers in Detroit to play the Red Wings. Right now it's 0-0 between the Yankees and the Guardians in Game 3 of the ALCS, with the Yankees looking to take a 3-0 series lead. Later, the Dodgers battle the Mets in Game 4 of the NLCS, with the Dodgers up 2-1 in that set. It's Giants rookie Malik Neighbors clearing concussion protocol, while Cardinals rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. remains in concussion protocol and was limited today in practice. Rashid Shaheed's season is over for the Saints after undergoing knee surgery to repair his torn meniscus, and recovery for that injury is anywhere from 4 to 6 months. And it's the Saints in action tonight against the Broncos in Thursday Night Football, where Lieutenant Eric will be at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for 6:15 kickoff. This sports update has been brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their sports medicine physicians, highly skilled physiotherapists, and strength and conditioning coaches, as well as their massage therapists. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy uses the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues just after ththese messages. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebrations at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out the grand opening sale in soon.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of Injury Law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
A&W has a deal for you. What's better than one A&W Mama Burger made with a perfectly seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, a slice of onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce served on a toasted sesame seed bun? 2 Mama Burgers for only $9.99. You can enjoy 2 of these delicious, mouth-watering Mama Burgers for only $9.99 at participating A&W restaurants in Edmonton, St. Albert, Sherwood Park, and Devon. What a deal! And to make it even more convenient for you, most A&W drive-thrus are open 24 hours.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website, edmontonsportstalk.com.
People in the nasty chat on YouTube really rallying as we are getting within striking distance of 100 thumbs up on an abbreviated edition of the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. At 5 o'clock, Gazzola and Salas take over for the Oil Stream pregame show. Again, thanks for your patience if we're cutting in and out. Apparently, we got some internet issues in this part of Edmonton today, so that does affect the smoothness of the show at times. Though some would say it's never smooth when I'm on. We're also in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown, personal injury law firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Check them out at jameshbrown.com today and book your private consultation. So the Oilers play tonight. Golden Bears hockey team, a couple of big games at Claire Drake Arena. These are going to be fun ones. Bears are 4-0. The Saskatchewan Huskies are 4-0, 7 o'clock, both Friday and Saturday. And one of the guys leading the way for the Bears this season is new to the team. We got Sean Tschigerl checking in. Sean, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Doing very well. I'm going to start with maybe a bit of a dumb question. You have a last name that I had to get help pronouncing. Did I say it properly?
Pretty close. Gal is the pronunciation. You're pretty much spot on with it. I've heard every variation you could think, but that was pretty good.
So I'll say how it's spelled to people. It's Tschigerl. What's the origin of that name? What's the background of that name?
It's from Austria. So great-grandfather came over from Austria after World War I. So that's where our last name originates from.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. You're off to a great start here with the Bears, but before we get there, I want you to go back. You're from Whitecourt, so you grew up, in a fairly rural, smaller Alberta community. What was the minor hockey scene like for you there?
Well, growing up, my brother started playing before me, and when you go to town, we lived out of town, so you drive into town, you're there all day. So I spent countless hours at the rink, and eventually I got on the ice. Anytime I go for shinny or any opportunity to hit the ice, I did. And so it kind of started with that. My brother played, and once I got on the ice, I didn't look back, and I've been playing for years and years, and I love it. So
you eventually played for the Calgary Hitmen, but to get noticed for the Dub, did you have to go to a larger center, or was there a AAA or some sort of team like that in Whitecourt?
So when I was in Pee Wee, I'm not sure what it is now. It's changed now to the underages, but we moved to Edmonton. My sister's going to university, so we got a place here, and I played my minor hockey for Northwest Zone, and then I played at one of the academies here in Edmonton, and then from there I went to the Western League. Okay, and did you play for the Hitmen when you were 15? Did you get the 8-game underage audition or whatever it's called? Yeah, I got, I think, 8 or 9 games. Calgary had so many injuries, and I guess I got a couple games in playoffs too, but as a 15-year-old in playoffs, you're just supporting your old vets hopping over the bench for the most part. Okay, but you went on to play for the Hitmen for 4.5 seasons, and then they moved you to Lethbridge partway through last year. But man, oh man, I mean, I know it's still pretty fresh, and you're still a pretty young guy, but how do you look back on that experience with the Dub? I mean, for someone to play for that length of time and to be as productive as you were, that's pretty special, I think. 100%. And I was thinking about this when I got traded. I went there when I was 15, and I spent from 15 to 20. That was a quarter of my life in one city and with one organization. So that was when I got traded, is a big moment. Like, it's a big part of my life right there. But it went by so fast. I remember as a 15-year-old, guys tell me, enjoy it, have fun, because it goes by quick, and it sure did. And then I still talk with my billet families from playing and my teammates. It's special, and I love that experience I had. And I had fun doing it, and I played in great places. Okay, and then in terms of becoming a Golden Bear, I always ask all the new guys this. I mean, where you grew up and then playing in Edmonton a little bit. Obviously, you knew all about the U of A program, but tell me about getting recruited and nailing it down that you were going to come here. Yeah, so when I kind of looked into this interest of going to university, I kind of thought, well, if I'm going to play university, I want to play right close to home or somewhere completely far away. There's no in between. And I've been on the last 5.5 years, I've been in Sullivan, Alberta, away from home. And my family said, well, if you're here in Edmonton, you're close to family and we can come watch more frequently. And my mom always thinks I always play better when she's there. So she liked the idea of me playing at home here. And the staff at U of A kind of showed me the ropes, what to expect, kind of here at the organization, and it was a no-brainer for me. And it's been awesome so far for the first month and a bit. Sean Tschigerl from the Golden Bears hockey team joining us. 7 points in 4 Canada West games so far, Sean. I guess you're fitting right in, but what is the transition like from junior now to playing U Sports? I think I look at the rosters, a lot of these teams, a lot of them are former Western League players. I know most of the guys coming into these teams, especially the guys I'm playing with as well, and they're all high-end players that played in the Western League, and it's competitive. It's really good hockey, and I don't think it gets as much publicity as other leagues would, but you look at the rosters, there's guys in these teams who are well over point per game guys in the Western League that are playing at these universities. So it's competitive hockey. And there's that fair share of like good skill, but also that size and grit as well.
Sean, it's Jay here. I just wanted to hop in. Is it, traveling off across Canada West, it's a showcase of WHL players. Is it, obviously you've come across ex-teammates and friends you've grown up playing with. Is it weird to see so many talented players in the same conference that you're going head-to-head against every weekend?
100%. Because there's so many good players that don't even get to be on these teams' opportunities. You're seeing a real good margin of players in these leagues, and then you're battling them. Especially in this league, you play back-to-back games against the same team. So it builds up little mini rivalries that weekend. And that's competitive. And I like that.
Well,
but there's players amongst the league. And obviously, we've only played as 2 teams so far. So as we continue to play the rest of the season out, I'll see a lot more old teammates, former players I played against. So it'll be fun.
Well, speaking of rivalries, this is a good one. Golden Bears and Huskies. I don't know if you played any of the preseason games against the U of S, but there's few decades of animosity between these two programs. How do you feel about taking on the Huskies at Claire Drake this weekend?
Yeah, it'll be my first time playing the Huskies. I didn't play them in preseason, unfortunately, but I remember watching actually last year. U of S and U of A played. I think it was in playoffs, and I was with a couple of Saskatchewan boys, and we were making wagers on who would win actually. So. Obviously, it'll be a fun experience. They're a good team. They're 4-0, just like us, and they're going to want to be the head team in our division, and so do we. So we're gonna battle.
All right, and you were all. I should mention you were drafted by the Anaheim Ducks in the 5th round in 2021. Did you go to a camp or play a preseason game or anything like that, or games?
Yeah, so I went to training camp there for 2 years, maybe 3. I can't remember exactly, and I went to LA Kings camp for a year as well, and I played a preseason game with Anaheim, flew to San Jose, and we played there. It's awesome. Like, the whole experience itself is fun, and obviously I want to work back to getting that after I finish my education, and that's the goal. But it's special. Once you have a little taste of it, you want it so bad. It's a different world, truly, but it's so fun.
And speaking of education, you're obviously at one of the best universities in Canada. What are you taking, and how do you see that being used in your when you become an adult?
Well, this is right now I have no idea what I want to do right now. So I got classes kind of spread out and all different type of faculty ideas. Like, I'm thinking going to business and crush that out a couple years. I thought about kinesiology. So I like being in the physio world, being in the team environment when I'm done, because I love playing, but being in the dressing room is the most fun part. I think any player will agree with that. Or the other side of me, I like the idea of coaching and teaching, kind of that mix of balance, because I went to Vimy, and there's teachers there who teach 2 or 3 classes, and they hit the ice, and they run a practice afterwards. And then, to me, I love that. I love skating. I love being on the ice.
Awesome. Okay. Well, Sean, thanks for taking the time to join us. I know it's busy with your hockey and school life, so thanks for hopping on the Reid Wilkins Show. All the best against the Huskies this weekend. Glad you and the Golden Bears are off to a great start to the year.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Reid. I really appreciate you having me on here this afternoon.
Right on. Sean Tschigerl checking in from the U of A Golden Bears. So he said I did pretty good on his last name. And again, he's got 7 points in 4. Great interview.
Lighten it
man,
up.
Oh, man. Well-spoken young man. Good representative of the Golden Bears there. And, Saskatchewan Huskies, U of A Golden Bears. Usually a fun time at Claire Drake. Well, Claire Drake Arena is always a fun time.
You're not having a fun time there. That's 100% on you. But, I really like the story there of wanting to come home. Either I'm going to come closer to home or I'm going to go really far away. Because for the last several years, he's been in no man's land, whether it's in Calgary or Lethbridge. So that must be great for his parents and his family to be able to, drive in for the weekend and see him playing live in front of them. They've probably missed that, over the years of him being gone in the WHL.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go to one of those 2 games. I don't know if I'll be able to make it to both, but I definitely want to go to one of them, see the Bears take on the Huskies. And again, both 4-0 to start the Canada West season. All right, and thanks to Connor Hood from the U of A for connecting us with Sean. We love telling, and as we've said, Jay, part of our mandate on this show, look, we know the one team in this market drives a lot of the stories and a lot of the conversations, but to already off the I don't even know what week we're in, 6 or 7. We've had Golden Bears, we've had Pandas, we've had Oil Kings, we've had wheelchair rugby, we've had I'm probably missing stuff. We've had Wildcats, we've had Bears football. So we like those stories. We like getting suggestions. We're gonna have a local author on the show tomorrow that wrote a really cool book that's out now. So we're gonna do a lot of different stuff like that and let people know what's going on in the city and in the area.
I'm proud to say I'm a part of it, Riedrich.
All right, the second clue for the mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pub, and to get the $25 GC to Hudson's, you have to text in the correct athlete to 780-218-9999. The second clue is 44. So the first clue was Wolf. The second clue is 44. Okay? There are 3 other clues still to come if we need them. We shall see if we need them.
I think you will.
It's okay. It's not Dustin Wolf, everybody. That would be a little... Well, I guess I could do something obvious if I wanted to. It's somebody guessed Dustin Wolf. It's not Dustin Wolf.
When we get this thing steaming along, like say February, you drop one that is just...
Oh, yeah. Eventually I'll do one where you better get it after the first clue, but by then I'll have so much misdirection that people will be, what's happening now? I'm so confused.
They won't guess for fear of getting made fun of on air.
All right. Well...
We would never do that.
We might a little bit.
We would never.
We still have the keyword
Unless
coming up,
your name's
of course.
Ezra.
We still have the keyword coming up for the EST flyaway to LA. That'll be before 5 o'clock today. The show is done at 5 to hand it off to the Oil Stream pregame show. Damon Bunting is going to join us in studio for buying and selling. We got a break. We got a sports update first. Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Calvin Pickard gets a start for the Oilers when they face the 0-3 Nashville Predators. You can catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live at 5 o'clock only on Edmonton Sports Talk with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, and live from Hudson's Canada's Pub on White Ave. Tom Gazzola will be there on location for the pre- and post-game show. We got 10 other games, including the Devils taking on the Senators, the Rangers visiting the Red Wings, and the Kings meeting the Canadiens. Malik Neighbors of the Giants has cleared concussion protocol, while Cardinals rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. remains in protocol, being limited in practice today. Rashid Shaheed's season is over for the Saints after undergoing knee surgery to repair a torn meniscus, and recovery from that surgery is anywhere from 4 to 6 months. The Denver Broncos do play in New Orleans tonight against the Saints, with Lieutenant Eric down at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for that action. Kickoff just after 6. Right now it's 1-0 between the Yankees and the Guardians in Game 3 of the ALCS, with the Yankees leading in the game and the series. Later, the Dodgers battle the Mets in Game 4 of the NLCS, with the Dodgers up 2-1 in that set. In just a moment, Damon Bunting joins Reid Wilkins and Jay Milne live in studio on The Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and that was your Sports Update.
Predators tonight at 6. In 1 hour, we'll have the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. The Big Uke emailing Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com with a limerick. Thank you. The Oilers just won their last fight. Now facing the Preds feels just right. With confidence high, they'll reach for the sky and start that winning streak tonight. The Big Uke is good at limericks.
He's good at other things, too.
We have a special guest. We'll just leave that one hanging. By the way, we're like almost at 100 thumbs up on YouTube in just an hour, which will be a record for us. So hit the thumbs up. Call your grandma. Tell her to hit the thumbs up as well. Reid Wilkins, Jay Milne, and a special guest in studio. Damon Bunting is here.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, this is lovely. Damon Bunting obviously is a major part of Edmonton Sports Talk with the Damon Bunting Real Estate Group. Buying or selling is a segment that we'll get to with you live here, right on the show. That is a daily segment for the Reid Wilkins Show, and you're obviously involved with Dusty, and it's been a great partnership. Obviously, for those that don't know, Damon and I go way back to when I was just a little wee boy, a young lad, and we've been best buds since for a long time. So. Just to let you know, okay? So if we get a little bit off the cuff here, it's okay. I'm not spoiling a partner of EST. I'm just, letting it chop with my pal here. Damon, Reid and I were both privileged guests at your golf tournament this summer. That is, been a highlight. I've been going there for a while. It's a very exclusive golf tournament. And Reid, I was partnered with your brother, right, which was an experience in itself for both parties, I believe. But Damon, tell us about the tournament. Tell us who it's for and how it went.
Well, we are 7 years in, and the beneficiary is the Robin Hood Association. So they work with individuals with special needs. And it's a great organization that has been around for years. And so one of our major sponsors, the Keg in Sherwood Park, we were just chatting and hanging out and said, maybe we should do an event. And like you said, it is exclusive. It's basically a sponsorship-only event. But in the first 6 years, we raised over $100,000.
Wow.
And then this year, we're actually going to announce in the next 2 weeks, it's actually going to be the most we've raised ever in a year.
Nice going.
Great.
Yeah, so these guys came as guests and MCs, and they did a pretty good job.
Reid was
Thank
okay. You. So the Robin Hood Association, tell us a little bit more about that. Obviously, it's near and dear to my heart. I have a cousin with special needs that has grown up with Robin Hood and the assistance of Robin Hood out in Sherwood Park, and it makes an incredible difference in the lives of those children or those kids or adults who have special needs. So tell us a bit more about the Robin Hood Association and your individual relationship with some of the people that are there.
Well, the history goes back to grade 2. and they had a buddy system with some of the clients. And so there was a couple, and one I'm actually still in touch with. And we went to WWE together, SmackDown.
Nice.
It was pretty awesome. And so I've had a relationship with them since being a child, and even growing up. For some reason, it always goes back to wrestling. But my grandmother, she would have foster kids or adults, and you'd walk in and I'd probably be, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years old. All of a sudden, this 30-year-old jumps from the couch turnbuckle and flying elbows, you name it. So we've, they're great people to be around. And, Robin Hood has been so great as a resource for a lot of these folks that just need community and just need a life outside of a home, and actually give, some of the family and parents, I guess a bit of a break as well.
A little bit
right?
of a reprieve. Yeah,
Absolutely.
There's lots going on, and I can imagine the toll it takes on a lot of the family members there. So good on you, Damon, for doing that. You've brought in a couple things, obviously your signature water bottles, which are classic. What else do you got here in front of us here?
Well,
now, I will say, as a client of yours, I don't know if you had to plan this to deliver my chocolates to me here, or if maybe my house got left off the address list. I was looking for your signature chocolates last week when it was announced that they were coming out. So I'll let you explain that, Slumlord.
Oh, jeez.
Slumlord. Nice.
No, they're asking the nasty chat. He is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
He's referred to as a slumlord on the morning show. So it's
absolutely.
It's a compliment.
So I think your family ate them before you got home. And that has actually happened. We've had clients for 10 years. The husband's like, what are these? I'm like, what do you mean? And they've never seen them. But anyways, these are Thanksgiving gifts we hand out to clients over Thanksgiving. And some people have nut allergies. Some people have nut allergies, but will still crush these.
Yeah.
Mine are a little mild. But anyways, this actually happens to be one of our sponsors too, Jacek Chocolate. So it's really
great. Yeah.
Some of the best chocolate you can really get. So anyways, I brought this for the show. You can sample or not. So if you're going to bellyache some more, you can get those.
I'd have to look too, because as Reid, I have a nut allergy to hazelnuts.
We all got to be careful, yeah.
We all got to be very careful here, okay, Damon?
Terrible.
So Jacek
when
Chocolate
Jacek was on 104th, on 104th Street, I would go get stuff, but then you can just say, what's in that, what's in that, what's in that. So I love their stuff when I know it's safe, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And and I'll just speak to some of the sponsors at the event too, because without the sponsors, we don't have an event. And it's actually pretty neat where... I always, you learn good people find each other, right? And a lot of people are just so giving. And that's why we can contribute and help out Robin Hood Association. So there's a number of sponsors we have, too many to name, really. But Jacek is one of them. So we just like to give a shout out to all the sponsors. And actually, just quickly, here's a plug. Edmonton Stingers, they were one of the sponsors this year. And it was a quick phone call. Hey, can you help? Yes. Sponsor next day, and they came out, and they do. I just wanted to mention they do have a camp this weekend. That Kia Nurse is a keynote speaker, and I think registration is still available. So I might have the information on my phone. So that's another organization really tapping into the community as well. With Jordan Baker taking the reins there too, as a local boy.
Yep.
And so it's really cool seeing what they're doing in the community. So it's good to be a part of people that catch that vision, right?
All right.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I do know that you showed me some pictures from your trek down to the WWE, and I wish I would have had some preloaded here if we could have, but tell us about that night, because the story you told me was, it made me laugh out loud, and when I thought about it, but just tell us a story about that.
What was that story again?
Where he was in
I have a bad memory.
No, he was going around in the bathroom. Yeah.
Oh. So we just...
what was the young fella's name?
Jason.
Jason.
So my buddy Jason and I, so he has Down syndrome and he's with Robin Hood. So we went together, and just to see wrestling through the eyes of someone like that, just so much joy. And but the rule was, every chance you get, you have to do a Ric Flair. Woo. And it was all night. And so he was in the washroom, and I just walked him there. I was standing outside, and you just heard every 5 seconds, woo! And guys are walking out crying, laughing. I'm like, and it was nonstop, but that was one of the rules. So, but it was such a good night.
He was bringing the energy, that's for sure.
That's right.
All right, so it is an in-person edition of Buying or Selling, presented by Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in Greater Edmonton and among Western Canadian RE/MAX realtors. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city, and he's been telling you how he does just that. DamonBunting.com, Instagram, Damon Bunting Real Estate. There it is. All right, so you've brought it. We don't know what it is. The buying or selling topic.
I figured, it'd be fun to task Damon with the topic for buying or
you're
selling.
making him come up with content for us.
Yes. Yes.
Do a shorter show, and we're making other people do our work.
And just before you go there.
That's good business.
Just so everybody is aware, nobody has gotten the mystery athlete today. So just so everybody knows, I'm not able to get back to all of you.
Wolf and 44.
Yep.
Good luck.
I might need the third.
I think you will.
Okay, so we'll segue from wrestling into hockey and the Oilers. So there was almost a wrestling move at the end of the second period in the last game, and that was Leon Draisaitl's cross-check that resulted in a minor penalty. So I just wanted to see what our thoughts are. Would you buy or sell? Is this the turning point of the Oilers' early season, where you had your superstar, one of your top two superstars in the league, benched for those type of actions? It's early in the season. My Jags, early in the season, we are in panic mode. I'm not in panic mode with the Oilers. However, I thought that might be a good topic to talk about because the sky is falling in Edmonton.
You want me to go, Jay? You're nodding at me.
I'll just let you know I'm buying early season.
Yeah, I guess I'm probably still going to sell, though, because I think we have to still see where they go. And to me, it's still early season, probably until about the 15 to 20 game mark. And I think that's what I love about covering the team, too, is, right, you see all these storylines along the way. And I think that there's probably going to be, if things turn around here, a burst somewhere else or another defining moment or two. Though I do think that will be one of them. And I do think that to some extent that will enter Oilers lore, that Knoblauch of all the coaches was the one that sat one of the stars down. So I agree it's significant. I can't say, at least yet, that it's going to be the turning point for perhaps something early in the season. Because, just to play devil's advocate, what if they go in and shut down Dallas like they did in Game 5 of that series? What if they do that Saturday afternoon? I mean, that would be a pretty big statement and turning point as well. But I think that's a really good topic and a really fair point, that even if it's not identified as a turning point, it's a pretty significant marker so far in the season.
I'm buying on it because of the history and track record of Knoblauch's decisions that he's made, whether it in-game or adjusting the lines during a game or who to sit, who to play, who to draw off, the bench or up from the press box. They've been pretty darn good. So I trust his judgment in that case to say this player needs a kick in the pants right now, maybe a little bit of, let's call it embarrassment, right, of a star player to miss 2 shifts. That doesn't happen that often. So the message was sent. So at least for the rest of that game, and there were other factors, obviously, that contributed to it. But optimistically, I'm buying that take, that Leon, would this turn that around. And I mean, you're heading into Nashville where Leon's owned the Predators in recent years. So if there's any time to have this theory come true, Damon, you might look like a wizard. You might look like Zoltar, like old Reid over there.
See, I would say, and we talked about this a lot yesterday too, Damon. And I'm that's significant, but I really credit what some of the bottom six guys did in that game.
Right.
I mean, of course, that's a story that he would sit Draisaitl down, that he'd go through the rotation a couple times and say, Leon, you're not getting out there. Like 2 games in a row, you've put us shorthanded with a penalty. But, okay, so here's another thing and I know these are what ifs, but you've talked about a turning point. Like, what if Henrique scores again tonight, or Brown, or Janmark makes a play, or Stetcher does something, right? Then now the story becomes, okay, yeah, Leon got sat down, but Knoblauch was able to do it because he trusted these other guys. I mean, remember the Tippett days? Like, they were a good team, but it was the big three. It was Leon, Connor, and Nude. So if they were having an off night, you didn't have the depth to punish. And they're not even as deep as last year, quite frankly. But you didn't have the depth to, quote-unquote, punish Leon or get his attention, because it's like, well, he may be having an off night, but I got to hope to get him going. At least with that, he was able to say, okay, Skinner, you're going up. And Henrique and Brown and Derek Ryan or whoever, you guys are doing things the right way tonight. Maybe you'll be the ones to get us a goal. So that's why I say there might be some other factors here that could be really significant if the team goes on a streak.
Yeah, and I agree. And that's, I mean, to your point, sports is about the next man up. So, I mean, if our superstar's sitting, okay, who wants to showcase, right? So, I mean, you actually have to have someone talented to be able to do that. But you're right, bottom six did great.
Well, I want to ask you, because I've always liked him, and I was happy when the Oilers acquired him. And I thought, what do you think of Henrique? Like, you talk a lot about, the perfect third line, because I think if he's on a poor team, he's on the second line. Yeah. And here it's like, just play on the third line, Adam. Go do your thing.
I think he's a great addition. And I mean, you can't discount character, right? And so you can have a lot of leaders up and down, whether it's scoring a goal, making a big play, stepping up. But he has that quiet confidence, right? And so, yeah, I think great addition, great re-signing. And the fact that someone wants to be in Edmonton, like what a turning point that's been the last year or two. Like free agents are going to take a haircut. Like we had to try to convince Mark Fane to come play in Edmonton years ago, point. Right? Yeah. It's like we paid him what? So I mean, it's a different
even
it's a different
even
team.
Ekholm coming here, and I know he wasn't a free agent, but he's asked about the weather and he doesn't complete. He says, "Well, I'm Swedish. Like
he's Nordic.
You're not going to surprise." He actually said, "My wife and I said we're looking forward to seeing all 4 seasons again." Nothing against Nashville. So that kind of thing too has been really cool.
Damon, not a lot of people would know this, but we have a lot of Winnipeg listeners that tune in, and listeners around the province of Alberta, BC, Saskatchewan, and Winnipeg. There's a lot. They would know your relationship with the Hustler-ama, Andrew Patterson.
There's only one Huss,
right? There's one. So can you just tell us the backstory and where that relationship kicked off?
Yeah, I coming out of university, I worked at the Edmonton Oilers in ticket sales, and it was best job ever. Low paying, but you got into a lot of the games, and we had one individual, Andrew, comes over and he's hired. He's in group sales, and I think he came over for a media job. So he was in for like a quick cup of coffee, you can say, in sports speak. But I tell you, like. In that group, we became fast friends with each other. And he actually was here last. He's like, we're going to win. He goes, you can't do the wave this early. And sure enough, they came back, won. But yeah, it was good to see him, and he's doing awesome out there too.
Right on. Well, Damon, you're doing awesome. Again, DamonBunting.com. On Instagram, it's Damon Bunting Real Estate, right? All together, one word.
Remax Elite.
Remax Elite. Thanks for bringing us buying and selling. Thanks for being a part of the show. I know it's been a few weeks now, but thanks for having us at the golf tournament. I was blown away by just everything, how well organized it was, just how fun it was, and how just how special it was for Robin Hood for you to help Robin Hood, for people like your buddy, for Robin Hood to be there. Did he get it?
Somebody popped it.
Oh my God.
The Oilers meet the Predators with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas live for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5 o'clock. With Tom Gazzola live on location for both the pre- and post-game show from Hudson's, Canada's Pub on Wide Ave. And elsewhere, the Canucks play the Panthers. The Golden Knights have puck drop with the Lightning before the Capitals host the Dallas Stars. In the NFL, Rashid Shaheed's season is over for the Saints after undergoing knee surgery to repair a torn meniscus, and he will be out 4 to 6 months. Thursday night football action sees the Saints kick off against the Broncos, where you can join Lieutenant Eric at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge with that one starting just after 6. It's Game 3 of the ALCS with the Guardians leading the Yankees 2-1. Try and find their first win of the series. Later, the Dodgers-Mets go at it for Game 4 of the NLCS, with the Dodgers up 2-1 in that set. This sports update has been brought to you by Paramount Flooring. Paramount Flooring is your full-service flooring and tile supplier, proudly family-owned and operated for 33 years. They provide flooring to fit your lifestyle and budget. Whether you're a homeowner, renovator, or builder, Paramount Flooring has got what you're looking for. Visit their showroom that's open 7 days a week at 10707 184th Street. That's 10707 184th Street. Paramount Flooring. Flooring for the life that you live. The Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne continues just after these messages. I'm Zachary Kubish, and now you're up to date.
Ready for an unforgettable sports experience? It's the EST Flyaway to LA. Presented by the 780. Listen daily for the EST Flyaway keyword. Once you hear it, text us at 780-218-9999 for your chance to qualify to fly to LA. Round trip flights for 2, hotel and car rentals, all to go see Edmonton face off against either LA or Anaheim. Plus, experience the brand new Intuit Dome as the Clippers tip off against the Warriors, and top it all off with the Rams kicking off against the Cardinals at SoFi Stadium. This is more than just a trip. This is the ultimate sports experience. The EST Flyaway to LA, presented by the 780 and Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
I've written a limerick. Against the Preds, the Oilers must prowl. Can they play with more of a scowl? Stetcher got mad. Perry the angry dad. Now it's time for Connor and Leon to howl. 6 o'clock game. We will hand it off to the Oil Stream pregame show with Gazzola and Salas at 5 o'clock. An abbreviated edition of the Reid Wilkins Show. We do have a winner of a $25 gift card to Hudson's, Canada's Pub, for the mystery athlete of the game. Of course, you can join us at Hudson's Fridays and Saturdays for our, well, not me and Jay are going to be serving, but you can go to Hudson's Fridays, Saturdays. If somebody showed up like just hammered at midnight at Hudson's on a Friday, where's Wilkins and Milne? Join us Fridays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. for our late night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4, drinks $3.75. All right, so what do you want me to do? You want me to give it the clue? So I'm going to skip a clue.
Okay, so somebody got it. I've sent out a request to ask, how did you put this together?
So the mystery athlete of the game, the first clue was Wolf. The second clue was 44. I'm not going to bother giving the third clue. The fourth clue, this was the fun one, and I thought somebody would have got it at this point for sure. The fourth clue, beneath lumber. So you can still try it for fun.
Yeah,
beneath lumber.
If you've been sniffing around this one and Reid gives that clue, and you're in the right direction, this should put it over the top for you.
Beneath lumber.
I still don't get how this listener got it.
Nor do I.
Reid, you know what we didn't talk about earlier?
What?
And I'll just we talked about it with Hal Gill yesterday on the show, how the Nashville has been snip-snapping their lines around.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got news for you. Nashville's been doing it a lot more aggressively.
Yes.
I mean, just this week, they put Stamkos at center. Now he's back on the wing. Sissons is up to the third line with now. Marchessault is on the third line now
to start
right now, as of right now. So Cole Smith drops from the second line to the fourth.
Yeah.
So it's just, I mean, they're really fighting it as well. There's other teams that are going through this, trying to find the magical formula. So Jason guessed Carrie Underwood.
Okay, it's a mystery athlete of the game. So make the connection. Beneath lumber, right? It's a mystery athlete, not mystery musician, even though we are talking music on this show.
Yeah, they're starting to get it in the nasty chat as well.
Oh, they are. Okay, so
VR's
we can say
on it. Yeah.
All right, so the mystery athlete of the game is Mike Fisher. The first clue, Wolf. He played for the Sudbury Wolves in the OHL.
This is
97 to 99.
I'm gonna look at this, Reid. If this is accurate,
what?
Okay,
sorry.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy. You're gonna be shocked.
44. He was drafted 44th overall in 1998. It was not his jersey number.
You know what else it is? His age.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
He's 44. That's how Corey B got it.
Okay, interesting. But Mike, the clue that I skipped was captain. He was named the Predators captain in September 2016. Beneath lumber, he's married to Carrie Underwood. And then the last clue, if we needed it, was simply Senators and Predators. All right, Corey B, that's nice.
That's intense.
Nice work.
Zach, if you're able to connect with Corey B there, but we'll put you on the list. Congrats, Corey B. That was... wow.
We'll still do the flyaway contest as well. I'll give the keyword in a few minutes. We are in the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown Personal Injury Law Firm, the heavy hitters of injury law. With over 200 years of experience, James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. Visit them at jameshbrown.com today and book your private consultation. I think we're going to try to get Trent Brown on the show next week. So the off-topic topic for William Huff was, when did Taylor Swift... what was it? Stop making country music? What was my sheet?
Yeah. When did Taylor Swift stop making country music?
So the consensus is about 12-ish years ago with Red.
Yeah.
That was the first album you could say it's not really, doesn't have any hint of country. I think, was that the one that had I Knew You Were Trouble? And wasn't there others? So We're Never Ever Getting Back Together. Yeah. Okay. So now Jay and I had a talk off air, and then Jay's been bringing it up on air about is what's called country music today have any connection to the country music of the 90s, 80s, 70s, however far back you want to go? I mean, I can listen to rock music today, and perhaps it doesn't sound like the stuff that got me into rock music in the 80s, but I can hear an electric guitar and maybe some anger sometimes, or maybe a song about partying, or maybe a ballad about heartbreak. And I can hear a guitar solo, and I can hear sing-along choruses, even in a lot of rock music. And I know there's a lot of variety, and how hard is it, how sing-along is it, all that kind of stuff. But I can think, okay, I know they're in the same genre as Def Leppard and Bon Jovi and Van Halen, even if they don't sound exactly like them. But I think with some of the modern country music, people will say that's closer to other genres than it is to classic country. Is that how you feel?
Yes, 100%. It's closer to pop music,
right?
Which is the term that's thrown around now. I'm not saying, and I said this before, I'm not saying, oh, shame on Nashville and Music Row for doing this. It's just how the times change. There's some genres that do that. I mean, metal, heavy metal has not changed. It's still metal.
Yeah, and some stuff. I mean, I remember when Twisted Sister came out, they were considered to be pretty. You listen to that now, it's kind of poppy, actually. Like, we're not going to take it.
Well, and I mean,
but still at the time, and again, you can still tell it's in that same general envelope of rock, hard rock, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas country has gone through a dramatic change. I mean, if you look at the country artists that I would remember from. And there's always a memory attached to these songs from, get-togethers with my family, my cousins out in Vegreville, and you'd hear a lot of George Strait, you'd hear a lot of Alan Jackson, Brooks and Dunn, Sammy Kershaw, Shenandoah, Joe Diffie. Those are, I guess, the and obviously Garth Brooks, but those are the classics of country. And I'm not going back to the Waylon Jennings time because that was never a part of my life. But those are the 80s and 90s of country stars that I would consider to be country music, a little bit of that honky-tonk vibe to it. Now, that's not I still like Luke Combs. I still, like what's going on. Like I said earlier, I listen to actively to country music.
See, I'm not a fan of country music, and I hope people know me well enough. I don't say this to try to start a fight, though I might irritate some people. I say like what you like. And as what was I saying a couple weeks ago? Tell me why you like it. I'm actually interested, even if it's not going to change my mind. I like hearing about things, but I don't like country music generally. I don't like the twangy stuff. Garth Brooks never really pulled me in. I know he's one of the biggest artists of our lifetime as well. And then the poppy stuff today, I just find it kind of. I don't know. It doesn't interest me. It doesn't. I realize some of the songs are poppy and catchy, but I'm also I don't know. I'm not connecting with it. Post Malone has this country album now. I've listened to the Pour Me a Drink song. I'm like, okay, I get it. It's
Beyonce
catchy,
had a country album,
but it doesn't do much for me. But I know it's a massive industry right now. Has been for a while.
And I thought I said George Strait, Rusty. I
think you did.
He's the king of country. But why do I like country music? Because honestly, I like sing-along songs. I like songs that I can sing to and have a chance at doing it. I'm not, a lot of this stuff now, what are they even saying? Is this a song? Is this the chorus? Is this the verse? I don't know. But there are still, I played you a couple songs in the bullpen. So if you are a country fan and you are looking for a song that is current, but it still is an old-timey country song, look no further than a fella named Zach Top.
Right.
And more... specifically a song called I Never Lie, which was released in April this year. It's a banger. It's old-timey. I like it. And there's the Cody Johnsons and the Wheeler Walkers of the world that are still, getting the honky-tonk vibes out there. But, yeah, I mean, I said it earlier, too. I think Keith Urban is responsible for...
Oh, really? Not Shania?
No, he was the pop variety.
Okay.
That's when things really got poppy.
All right.
In my opinion.
So along those lines, it's my top 3 presented by Food Sausages, the best sausages you will ever eat, locally made and packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in store, 6736 99th Street. Take advantage of their EST discount. 10% off your order by entering the online code EST or just mention Edmonton Sports Talk in the store. They have free delivery in Edmonton on orders over $100. As Food Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. By the way, we're well over 100 for the thumbs up on YouTube. So thank you, everybody. Keep it going. We'll see if we can get close to 200 in the next 25 minutes. So this is my top 3 country songs, and I'm doing air quotes, I can actually tolerate. And a lot of you are going to say it's not true country. But they are our artists who at one point in their lives have been considered country. So therefore, I include them. And it's my top 3. There are other songs that I like.
Oh, my God.
What?
Jody, and I was going to say this was my song. This was what I was going to put up there as one that not many people would get. The Church on Cumberland Road by Shenandoah. I played it for you earlier.
Apparently
Jody is going to see Shenandoah tonight.
Where are they?
I don't know.
Jody, where are they playing? Would they be at Rogers? Or are they that big?
No,
I don't even know.
They'd be at probably Cook County, to be honest.
So here's my list that'll probably irritate you and others. My top 3 country songs I can actually tolerate.
Gotcha.
Going to start with Carrie Underwood, Mrs. Mike Fitcher, or he's maybe Mr. Carrie Underwood. Before He Cheats, the one where she vandalizes the guy's car because he cheated on her.
Yeah.
I think that's a fun song.
Into the side
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Does she wreck other things in his life or just his car?
Carved her nails into his leather seats.
Okay, so she doesn't go
Took a
like to his workplace.
Louisville Slugger to both headlights.
Right.
Yeah, I love that pick. I'm a big fan.
You consider that a country song?
Oh yeah, she's just got such a great voice. She's got the voice of a generation.
She was on that American Idol, you know.
Right.
So that's one of my top 3.
And she's on Sunday Night Football.
Oh,
I've
yes.
waited all day for
Singing,
Sunday
night. Of knockoff of a Joan Jett song. I Hate Myself for Loving You. All right, so you're fine with that one. Before He Cheats by Carrie Underwood. I am going to put a Taylor Swift song in there. I'm going to show my soft, sensitive side here. I think You Belong With Me is a very fun, sweet song. And that's from very early in his career, in her career, and I think that's very country-ish.
Yeah.
Oh, the Oil Kings have a game tonight. Thank you, Pat. I knew that, too. So, yes, it wouldn't be at Rogers Place. So, You Belong With Me by Taylor Swift would be another country song that I can tolerate. No, Jay has no comment.
You know, it's just...
Do you know the song?
Yeah, I think I do. Can you hum it?
No. Because if it sounds, I'd ruin it for everybody.
Yeah, I wasn't into...
It's the videos. I've seen the video. It's really fun. Like
the song again?
You Belong With Me.
Oh.
Her and her crush are flashing the signs. Okay, are we back? Should be. Okay. I hope people heard that. Man, I Feel Like a Woman is also on the list by Shania Twain. Let's go, girls. You don't like that one, AJ?
This is very unpatriotic of me to say, but I've just never been a fan of Shania Twain.
Well, it's not unpatriotic. You don't have to like everything Canadian just because you live in Canada.
I feel bad. I got over Putin.
Like, she's not SCTV, where everybody loves it.
That's a different category altogether, Reid.
All right, so there's my songs.
So I Feel Like a Woman is your favorite?
It's in my top 3.
Yeah.
Show. The EST Flyaway presented by the 780, a homegrown local shop right here in Edmonton. 780, both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique. Also work with close to 100 local vendors from the 780 area code to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Online at 780.com. So the word 7 and then the numbers 80.com. 5 locations. The Outlet Mall by the airport, St. Albert, Kingsway, Londonderry, and Southgate. So the key word today, and you have to text it to 780-218-9999, is Hollywood. The trip, December 26th to the 30th, flight for 2 to LA with a hotel and rental car. You get tickets to the Clippers and the Warriors, the Rams and the Cardinals, and you'll see Edmonton play an NHL game against either Anaheim or Los Angeles. We're qualifying people until November 28th, and then we give away the trip on the Nielsen Show in the morning on the 29th. We're going to get to a qualifier in a few minutes. Jay has a question for me about something. I don't know what it is. So that'll be a fun topic, and we'll continue to tee up the Oilers and the Predators. Here comes a sports update for Sit and Sleep.
Calvin Pickard gets a start for the Oilers when they face the 0-3 Preds out in Nashville. You can catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5 with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas only on Edmonton Sports Talk. And Tom Gazzola is getting set up right now down at Hudson's, Canada's Pub on Wide Ave. And he'll be there for both the pre- and post-game shows today. We got 10 other games on tap, including the Devils taking on the Senators, the Rangers visiting the Red Wings, and the Kings meeting the Canadiens. Malik Neighbors of the Giants cleared concussion protocol, while Cardinals rookie Marvin Harrison Jr. remains in concussion protocol, being limited today in practice. Rashid Shaheed's season is over for the Saints. He underwent knee surgery and will take 4 to 6 months to recover. The Denver Broncos are in New Orleans today to play the Saints with Lieutenant Eric down at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the action. Kickoff goes just after 6. And right now, it's 2-1 Guardians over the Yankees in Game 3 of the ALCS. with the Yankees seeking a 3-0 lead in the series. And later, we got the Dodgers battling the Mets in Game 4 of the NLCS, with the Dodgers up 2-1 in that set. This sports update has been brought to you by Sit and Sleep. The wait is over. Sit and Sleep is now open. Celebrate with 20,000 square feet of savings on the trendiest furniture, home decor, and mattresses. Apply for your Sit and Sleep card today to make no payments for 18 months, interest-free. Find them beside Planet Fitness down in South Edmonton Common. Right after the break, it's the final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show before we hit 5 o'clock for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Conveniently located 10 minutes west of St. Albert, Wheeler's RV Storage will provide you with safe, secure storage for your RV, boat, or whatever you need to store. Open 7 days a week with gated keypad access and extra large stalls. Now is the time to take advantage of their limited time offer. Buy 6 months and get 1 month free. Now's the time to go to WheelersRVStorage.com. That's Wheeler's RV Storage. Safe, secure storage. Visit them today at WheelersRVStorage.com.
780 is just another lame-ass, low-budget local shop. Homegrown right here in Edmonton. 780 is both the shop name and their in-house clothing brand that celebrates all things unique to E-Town. They also work with close to 1,000 local vendors from the 780 to help promote and get their brands off the ground. Check them out online at 780.com or at any of their 5 locations at Southgate, Londonderry, Kingsway, St. Albert, and the Outlet Mall by the airport.
Food Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at foodsausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Food Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
At Mind 360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind 360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind 360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
First of 2 games for the Oilers in Nashville this month tonight. They also visit the Predators on Halloween. 6 o'clock game. We're going to hand it over to the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom and Hernan in about 15 minutes. Limerick, is country music truly defined, or am I just miles and miles behind? Waylon Jennings came from humble beginnings. In Jay's collection, his music you will find. That's a kind of Yoda, that last line.
Well,
Jay's
done.
collection is music you'll find. It's a very bad Yoda impression, I know.
That was good.
The little music. Imagine Yoda dancing to Irish music. That'd be funny. Like the Coob laughs at that. You know who Yoda is?
Yeah, I love Star Wars.
Sorry, he's getting the qualifier. I'm sorry. We shouldn't talk to him while he's trying to work. All right. Pickard in net. Again, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Hyman together. Podkolzin, Nugent, Arvidsson, Jay Skin, Henrique and Brown. Ryan between Janmark and Perry. Eck and Bush, Nurse and Stetcher, Kulak, and Emberson. So that's the same lines how they started, and I guess played most of last game, though there was some tinkering along the way. The Oilers did win 8 in a row against the Predators. It's 2 wins apiece in their 4 meetings since then.
I think it's. I don't know. I just don't. I think Nashville's going to be hungrier for this win. Like isn't this an incredible matchup? You know, you have 2 teams that
like. I would have thought maybe 4-0 against, or 3-1 against 3-0
right
this time.
And it's like whoever wins, they're both good teams.
Yeah,
but if whoever loses is in a really, really bad place.
Yes,
and especially if it's the Oilers because they're going to a worse place on Saturday.
Yeah. I think it would be it would suck for either team to lose. Probably a more devastating loss for the Predators because then they're sitting there still looking for their first win. I know the Oilers' record wouldn't be good, but at least they got the goose egg out of the win column a couple days ago.
And what we should say as well is remind everybody that Tommy is on location tonight for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show and postgame show from Hudson's on White. Lieutenant Eric is going to be at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge tonight for Thursday Night Football. And on Saturday, Tommy's going to be at the Hudson's at West Edmonton Mall for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream. That'll be from 1 to 2. It's an afternoon game. So if you want to go have lunch with Tommy, maybe get things fired up for Saturday night, you can start at Hudson's West Edmonton Mall.
Incredible.
Incroyable.
Do we have a qualifier?
Yeah, the ever so enthusiastic Dana on the line.
Dana. You're on with Reid and Jay. Whoa, there we go. Wow.
I'm so excited.
Awesome. You have qualified to win the trip to Los Angeles presented by the 780, the EST Flyway to LA. Who would you take?
Yes. My daughter, Alicia. She's the one who got me onto this, so she would have to come with me.
Awesome. Have you been to LA before?
Actually, I have. Funny thing, I won a trip on a radio station in 2009 to go to Los Angeles.
What was the centerpiece of that trip?
We went to San Diego, and we went to the zoo, and we went to the beach, and so, yeah, just lots of fun and hanging out and touring around and enjoying the heat.
Who's the bigger sports fan out of you and Alicia?
Oh, definitely Alicia. I'm not a full-time listener, but she is hardcore every day, all the time listening.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. Thank you for listening to this show and Edmonton Sports Talk. That means a lot to us. And congratulations on qualifying. Again, be listening to the Nielsen Show on November 29th. That's when we're going to name the winner, okay?
I sure will. Thanks.
Excellent stuff. That is Dana qualifying for the EST Flyway to LA presented by the 780. What?
Oh,
you're on the verge of saying something. I'm waiting for you.
Well, there's this. Reid, do you think Steve Earle is country or not? This comes in from Rusty Shackelford.
I don't know enough of his songs. I'm sorry. Like I fully admit there are popular musicians and bands that I just don't know. I never got into and I don't know enough about. Was that Copperhead Road?
Yes.
To me, that's more of a rock.
I think
song.
that's more rock.
Yes.
But like I would say with you, I'm not as comfortable with the entire catalog.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Reid's ready to let the dogs out. I don't know what that means. What band was that? Is that the Baja Men?
Yeah. Oh, what a grab.
Yeah,
yes.
See, then I remember weird stuff
Men.
from a song that wouldn't interest me.
Yeah.
Hey.
So Spency 5 Centsy, who is, I would say his opinion here matters because he's been in on the country music talk. He says Steve Earle is country. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll defer to somebody else for that for sure.
Wow, and Tommy Gazzola enters the nasty chat, getting ready for the pregame show here, saying country sucks.
Like, why does he have to do that? Like, I'm like, okay, it's not something I enjoy. I appreciate that other people enjoy it. Mm-hmm. You listen to whatever you want, and Tom just has to come in there, lowbrow. Country sucks. Come on, Tom.
I think you're going to see a spicy version of Hernan. You might have to watch. Tommy might be bringing the heat more than you. He seems a little upset. To be honest, he says it's pop music with a fiddle. I don't believe
it's pop music with a fiddle.
Reid, I'm going to take
hilarious.
you. I'm going to take you back in time. I'm going to take you back to a time where you were at Evansburg, growing up as a young man, and I believe your father was involved in that school as well.
Yes.
Right?
My dad was the principal of Grand Trunk High School, which was 7 to 12 most of the time he was there, yes.
And there was a fella that was going to that school just after I think you had just graduated, but this fella said you'd always come back and visit. So
you talked to this guy last night? Is this what happened?
No. So here's the story.
Right, sorry.
My mother-in-law was a teacher at Acme School.
Kurt Ratzlaff.
Oh my God!
Yeah, because that's the only person I know from Acme. Though I think Kurt, or Mr. Ratzlaff, though I think he started teaching after I graduated, but he would have been in his probably early to mid 20s. It was either his first job out of university or one of his first jobs. So me being I guess probably 18, 19 when I met him. He wouldn't have been that much older than me. And I never had a student-teacher relationship with him, and he liked sports. So we would talk about sports and stuff.
So my mother-in-law went down there to watch our nephew play at Acme. They had a tournament at Acme, and so she ran into a bunch of her colleagues that she had worked with, and he had mentioned the connection to Reid Wilkins, and he said specifically to say he's really excited. He listens, and he wanted to say hi.
Kurt does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So now, hey, Kurt.
Thanks. that means a lot to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe the connection that was made there, but I knew that you would know. I just didn't know how long it would take you to figure it out.
Yeah, for some reason I remember that he's from Acme. I don't know. It's just one of those things I remember. But yeah, but like I said, he was, I mean, really, maybe he's 7 years older than me. So even like 18 to 20, or maybe he was even 23 or 24. So that's not that much of a difference. And, we both like sports. So you talk hockey, and I think sometimes in the summer, I can't remember if we played
your dad
tennis or
was
floor
Kurt's
hockey.
principal.
Yeah, I think my dad hired him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I think Kurt became a principal somewhere, maybe even in Acme.
At Acme.
He is the principal there. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought he's from Evansburg.
No, I think he's from Acme too. And then he taught in Evansburg. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Because he said you would come back to the school, and he said you were always looking that you were a grand thinker even back then.
Oh, well.
Grand champ.
Okay. I don't remember thinking grandly.
He said that you wanted to take over the world.
Well, that may be true, but I had no idea how to do it. That's awesome. Well, that is a blast from the past. I'm glad you shared. And Jay told me, he goes, I'm going to ask you something on air. And I said, well, yeah, I hope so at some point. He goes like, no. Like I hope we're asking stuff throughout the entire show. And he said, no, I don't think I want to tell you what it is. I was like, okay, don't tell me what it is. I'm just going to assume you're not going to embarrass me or, And he's like, no, of course not, because we wouldn't do that. So there we go. Did we find out where that band is playing?
I think
Shenandoah. Do we know where they're playing?
Shenandoah, and Sawyer Brown is also with them. Wow.
And yeah, I'm glad somebody mentioned the Wilkins game because I forgot to plug that they're playing tonight as well. Shenandoah, what do we put?
And yes,
Edmonton?
Acme is a meat market, YouTube, Trev. It also happens to be a small town in south.
Oh, they're at the Jube.
Eastern Alberta.
They're at the Jube.
They're at the Jube.
Yeah,
what a venue for
Sawyer
that.
Brown. I think Shenandoah might be opening. Oh, maybe not. Who would be the bigger act out of Sawyer Brown and Shenandoah?
It depends. I mean, both are. It's kind of like the legends of country.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I don't know that there
You
would
should
be
try
a
to get a
1A,
ticket and
1B.
go.
I don't.
You gotta watch Oilers.
I gotta work, Reid. Gotta watch the game. Somebody's got to.
Oilers, Predators. It's an overblown Monday night. They have Monday Night Hockey now on Prime.
Yeah, I saw that.
There's only so many names for sports shows, I guess, eh?
Oh, it's
Hockey Night in Canada, Football Night in America, Monday Night Football, Monday Night Hockey. Like, we don't want to mix it up. Give them the day of the week and the sport.
Yeah, Acme, for those that don't know, is a small town located directly east, well, slightly north, but mostly east of Airdrie, say.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I've never been there. Thanks. We are well over 100 thumbs up on YouTube in a shortened show. So thank you for that. And I think it's helping, right? Because people give it the thumbs up. It gets in the algorithm. Other interested people get it suggested to them or word of mouth, which is really big for us too.
People really just want to see us be able to be free and go home and not be shackled into the EST studio overnight for a sleepover. Although somebody did say they would deliver crepes and slide them under the door.
Deliver crepes.
Because they would fit under the door.
Even folded up, or would they deliver pancakes because they're flatter?
Well, you'd have to have a crepe because if you put a pancake on a plate, then it would probably rub on the bottom of the door.
Okay, do we have goof ups?
I got one, yeah.
The internet is a goof up.
The goof up, yeah, that's the royal goof up. Is the internet today? Yeah. I was referencing Nashville that they could go to with a win tonight. That both teams would have the same record after tonight, which is actually, I guess it is possible, isn't it?
Well, it's Edmonton's 5th game and it's Nashville's 4th.
Yeah, so it's not possible.
They could have the same number of points, but not
they could have the same number of points. That's right. I said they could go to 1-3 tonight, I said they can go to 1-4, and I was mistaken.
I didn't record any goof ups today. I probably had several.
Feel like a woman?
Did I do the lyrics for? Well, A goof up, I guess, would actually be, because I'm fairly outgoing, but I was too shy to sing or hum You Belong With Me.
Like a woman.
Come on, Reid. We're going to have some karaoke nights.
I need the music. I can't just do it. Coob?
Any goof ups, Coob?
I don't know. Just the internet issues. I know it's annoying, guys, but we appreciate you sticking through it. And no Matt.
Tom is on location. Where's he? Hudson's on white. Hernan's here.
Yep.
They got the oil stream. He's right here doing
right
chin-ups. He's doing pull-ups right now in the door frame.
Getting excited.
So that's coming up in a few minutes. And then, of course, they'll be on for the oil stream post-game show after the Oilers and the Predators. Fun show, everybody. Thank you so much for taking part, whether you listened or wrote in. If you had a chuckle or two, then, hey, we did our job. He's the Coob. He's the glue guy. I'm Reid. Take care.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.